Well, folks, I think I did it. I think I stumbled across the most valuable John Deere lawn tractor ever made, sometime in the 60s or 70s, I don't know. This is, from what I've been told, I mean, I bought it on Marketplace from a guy that seemed to know his stuff, and he explained a lot of things. Now, brace yourself, I paid $6,000 for this, but I mean, this is, I think, he said one of 3 ever made. You know, we all know about the John Deere patio. This is a John Deere Porch. That's right. Now, I didn't know they even existed, but the fella on Marketplace seemed to know a lot about them. Said 3 were made. It didn't really take off, so that was it. But one step up from the patio was the John Deere Porch. This is the one you'd want to sit on your front porch, so when the neighbors drove by on the road, they would see it and they'd say, wow, look at that guy. He's the coolest. He's got the best one, according to the fella on Marketplace. Now, before I go over this and educate you all about, you know, this, like I say, I think I got a scorching. He was asking $8,000 and I got him down to $6,000. So he took my money real quick, like really quick, snatched it right out of my hand and drove away. But here it is. And now I couldn't help notice though, I've been looking at it for a while now, and I'm starting to see some similarities to my little MTD, my MTD 660, and it just kind of seems weird to me that like an awful lot of this tractor looks just like my MTD. And now I don't want to doubt the fella. I mean, well, like this side cover looks just like this side cover. Yeah. So the hood looks just, oh my, the steering wheel is the same. Oh boy. It's kind of dawning on me that, I mean, this is a $300 tractor. 6,000. Oh boy. I mean, you can't scam me. I'm a boomer. Like, I know my stuff. You can't get one over on me, right? So I'm thinking, all right, I'm hustling. I am on a long drive to pick up the next project here, and I don't want to pass it up. And it's kind of funny how this worked out. The ad went up yesterday, and it went up in Middlesex County, close to where I live. About 15 minutes away would have been the location for this tractor. Well, it turns out that was an error, and the buddy corrected it this morning and said, do you still want it? Well, now I checked the address and it's 2.5 hours away. Well, my heart's set on getting it, so in the truck I am, and off I go. Got the ramps in the back there, an electric winch to, you know, heave it on up just in case there's no strong fellas there to help me. But I can't pass up this chance to replace one I sold before in much, much better condition this time. So yeah, what's a tank of gas when you see something you absolutely have to have on Marketplace? I'm on a long haul. I didn't even grab a GoPro or anything, just my iPhone here. So off I go into the wild blue yonder. I'll check in later. Cheers. All right, I made it, and there it is, peeking at you over the toolbox back there. I got a couple of hours to get home. One fully restored and one fully original, but pretty decent. Starter's missing, but I think I have one. Maybe I'll grab it and see. I don't know. I think I got the wrong size here. This one's pretty big. I might be able to make it work, but I don't know. Pretty sure that's the same one that's on the 960 right here, but it might be too long for the 660. Alright, let's close it up for now, and in a minute I'll come back. Alright. Get a new seat. This thing will be awesome. So here's an example of why you need two of everything. I never would have noticed there's a problem that the belt on this tractor is wrong until I got this one and compared. So let's take a look. So yeah, here's your clutch and here's your drive belt. So you push the clutch in and it releases tension on the belt right there. So you would think that's plenty. That's what it's supposed to do. Now how much movement is that providing there? Half an inch maybe? And is that belt loose enough then? I thought so. I didn't know any different. Let's look at the new one that came along. Look, okay, now it's moving like several feet. So this belt is going way, way looser. In fact, you can probably see on the front, it comes right off the pulley. So there's no way that pulley is going to keep turning that belt when the clutch is in. This one, look, it's not coming off the front of the pulley at all. It's still grabbed on that pulley. So here's the problem. It's got the wrong belt in there. There's no doubt someone's put the wrong belt in this, so I got to change it out. I've got to run over and get another one of these generator belts anyways, because I borrow it off this one just to try it, and so now I got to get another one. I might as well just get a battery too, so I have a battery in each tractor. Alright, let's fix this up. Okay, but it looks like rain, so I'm going to put the car away. So we're pretty much all in the garage now, and I think I can hang this on the beam so I don't have to lay on the ground to do this stuff. I'm going to be hobbling around just a little bit because somehow I went and blew my knee out this morning, and it's all fine, and then suddenly it's not. So right now it's not. Okay, so one of the things I need to do is remove this back pan so I can get to the belt guard in there. In order to get this pan off, you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and look, the top bolts won't come out unless these tires are either removed or just loosened off. I think I can get away with just loosening them off. So this is where the brake is adjusted right here, and here, you know, I've been trying to move this brake like adjust it much looser, because every time I just touch the clutch, the brake slams on. Well, it's because of that belt being too short. So once I get the proper belt on, I can adjust the brake here again, 7/16 maybe. I don't know, no, 1/2 inch I believe it is. Turn it in to tighten the brake band up, loosen it out for the brake band to loosen. Right. Piece of cake. These two will remove that guard. All right. I think it said to activate the parking brake, put on the brake to loosen the belt, and then, so now the parking brake's on, but I think this belt still might be a little too tight to just shoo off this pulley. All right, the way I understand it is this whole belt guard thing will come off if I take this off. I don't know, what's that, 11/16 maybe? Always bring 2 sockets, because if one's not right, the other one definitely is. Might as well pull off this, well, oh, the throttle cable's going through it, but maybe I can just move it out of the way. I can. And I'll get rid of the, gotta get rid of the deck belt too here. There we go, it's gone. Just shove it down through its slot there, get it out of the way. All right, this is definitely way the wrong belt. It's just on there too tight. I mean, even without the idler pulleys doing anything, it's still, the engine will still turn it. So that's a bad idea that we're gonna fix. Now, see how much higher this is now? It used to be down almost level with the crankshaft here. Now it's way up here, so yeah. Let's see if I can just fish it off here. This would be so much easier if it was the right belt. All right, definitely this is the way to go. Do the back pulley. You can probably see that I've got it almost off. Give it another spin here. Maybe won't be able to do it one-handed. We'll see. I know I'll screw it up if I don't use 2 hands, so. And it's off. Woo. Okay. "78.5 inches. Let's see what it's supposed to be. 80 inches. So 1.5 inches too short. Piece of cake. All right, off to the store. It's like every time I want to make a movie, it starts raining. And that's what it's doing now. But I made it home. And I got a fistful of belts after riding around all over town. 2 different TSCs without the right sizes. Ended up over at Princess Auto. And they didn't have the right big belt. They did have the right little one, so I'll throw that on there. So what I did was, I'm gonna have to order one online. Like, you just can't buy anything in a store anymore. I don't even know what's going on. But I got one 1 inch shorter that is narrower. So I'm hoping that the 79-inch belt will still go on these pulleys and will still function. It was only like 10 bucks, so I thought it was worth the chance. And then when I get the proper belt in, I'll throw it on. So we got it looped in on this side, okay. I'm gonna have to hold this pedal down somehow. That'll do. All right, let's get this on up in here. And I need my other hand, so. Well, how do I get so dirty so quickly? I don't know, it's on there. Well, we'll put it back together and see what happens. All right, it's working. Now, will that belt slip if I'm on a hill? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I should go test it. Maybe I won't worry about it because there's nothing I can do if it does other than wait for the proper belt to come in the mail. All right, I'm tearing it apart. I'm getting the pressure washer out and I'm cleaning this thing up. Let's get some soapy water, maybe a Brillo pad, and let's make it look new because it's running like new. Oh no, don't be, oh, it's way in the back there. Oh, that's okay, I can move 17 things. So how about that? My parts lawnmower is a good lawnmower. So it's not a parts lawnmower at all anymore. It's now just another lawnmower. All right, let's pick some of this stuff up and get that deck off. So there's the band right there. Man. It just really grabs it. All right, look at all the crud on this thing. I got to get the pressure washer to it and make it look Sweet. All right, I was going to wait till tomorrow to pull this deck off and start scrubbing this tractor down, but I'm just sort of antsy about it. So I'm going to just, while my GoPros are charging and downloading and doing all those things, I'm just going to use my iPhone here and pull this deck off. I ran over my foot earlier, so I got to be careful. All right, I don't think I was filming any of that. So when I reinstall it, it's just taking the deck out is just the reverse. All right, I can't even believe I tried using my iPhone for the first time like ever, and it hosed me big time. I've just picked it up and it was on pano for some reason. Anyways, so one last look at it, dirty. I mean, maybe on film it looks okay, but you know, when you get close, it's not okay. Let's get to the pressure washer first, and then I'll get a bucket of soap and water. Okay, so that's just a wash. Deck cleaned up pretty nice. Unfortunately, water had sat on it in a couple of spots, and you can see it's got some surface rust. MTD 669. I don't know the year yet. I think I did know the year, but I lost track. Maybe 1972. I think the 2 there is 72. Oh, my bad. I thought it was a 669. It's a 660. Close enough. Now, I do have the guards for both sides of the engine. This one, it came without this guard, so it was missing. It was missing that guard and the starter generator. And I forced in a full-size starter generator. It's an inch longer than it's supposed to be in this, but how am I ever going to find one to fit this tractor? It needs to be, I believe, 6 inches between the mounting points. So, I mean, I can try sometime to get, you know, I had to modify, I had to cut off the end. There's a bulb there, and I had to cut that off so that this bracket, you know, would clear it. And, you know, it's almost down to the next where the bearing is, but it's not. I ground a little bit there, that's why it looks dirty. I took just a wee bit off because the way this was before, I needed that space, but now that I've got a bigger, like the proper belt on it, I didn't need to. But I did need to arc out this plate so that it would clear that bearing boss. If I get the proper generator someday, remember this is Canada where there are no parts. All right, I'm not going to find one of those local. So I have to make do with what I got. And shout out to Zippo Varga, who gave me the advice on what to do with that alternator, or starter generator, I should say. Because I was going to start hacking into it, and I thought I'm just going to ruin it. And I figured he's the man on this stuff. So he says, yes, I can seal that. I can cut it off to seal it up. I've greased that bearing real good. It's a bushing. It's not a roller bearing. It's still a little loud. Now, it wasn't working at all when I took it apart. You know, it was seized up. And I took it all apart, cleaned that all up, cleaned the brushes, cleaned the, I think you call it the stator, and just hacked up an adjusting thing here. I'll have to make something a little cleaner than that, but you can kind of get the gist of it. It doesn't need any of this. It's just a piece that I found in my parts thing. And yeah, it's the more I pull on it back here, the more it pushes up there, which means the more it tightens the belt here, and that's tight. I can't believe I didn't have the phone running when I was taking the deck off, because I was explaining everything. But I'll explain it when I put it all back on, and it's going to be pretty obvious. what removing it is all about. All right, a brick has to go under this rear tire. Because I screwed up filming taking it off, now I got to show you how to put it on and just do the reverse when you take it off. So you'll see these two front, one on each side, front struts, and you'll see the pin down there. Just do that. Okay, one washer, and I think this pin I screwed up. I better go get another one. And I'm back. Washer. Okay. Got it. That's this belt. I might as well fish it up through its little slot here. Okay, that's down. Okay, belt's on. Okay, so these need to go here, on, and well, on and on. Washers, pins. Quick run around, do the other side. And one more down there. Okay, it's in. And that deck is installed. And just like that, we're ready to cut grass. All right, you'll notice I have the guards on now, and the guard on this side is probably the wrong color. It's probably supposed to match the white, but this is the one that came on the, well, was going to be the parts tractor, but now it's a fully functional tractor, so I'm not going to tear it apart, but I am going to steal this guard for this one. All right, let's go. what do you think of that? Now, I'm not 100% happy because things are super hot in here. That starter generator I can't even touch. I think it should be running cool. So I might be pulling that apart again and seeing what's going on with that. The engine itself, I mean, the shroud's not hot at all. I can look, I can put my finger right on it. So I was thinking maybe there's a mouse nest in there, but I don't think so. I think it's just a starter generator. I see some smoke coming off it. Now, yeah, there's grease and oil and stuff all down in there from when I was working on it, but I'm wondering if I did a poor job on that. I think I'll be pulling it off again, for sure. But in the meantime, I mean, it cuts great. I couldn't even hear the deck at all. I mean, the engine's pretty loud, but those gearboxes in the deck are perfect. They're all greased up, in excellent condition. There you go. 1972 MTD 660. There's no need to upgrade from the old stuff. Cuts perfect.